Hi, everybody. I'm here with guest Lauren Tidwell. Lauren, you want to say hi?
I
Oh, goodness. It's really good to see you. It's been a really long time.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. I miss you.
Aw. Lauren was a student of mine. How long did you study with me? Was it about a year or a year and a
It was
half?
about a year.
Okay, yeah. So Lauren plays the bass clarinet, and she also is a brilliant pianist. And we did a year of lessons, and then she kind of got to that point where her parents made her choose, okay, which one are you going to focus on more? And she chose piano, which is no problem. She still plays the bass clarinet beautifully. And this is your senior year, right?
Mhm. Yep, my last year.
Last year. Have you been doing okay with the whole nuttiness of this year?
It's been kind of sad just because last year is supposed to be like the best year, and then this year's we didn't get a marching season. We're kind of getting a jazz season. Not a lot of concerts, but it's the best we can get. It's better than
Yeah.
nothing.
I'm just glad it's almost done. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
everyone's so done.
Yeah. I've been telling a lot of people, between being a senior in high school or a freshman in college, if I had to pick, I would much rather lose my senior year of high school than my freshman year of college because
Really?
freshman year of college to me is probably the most memorable year of my like younger years. It's a blast.
That's good
So,
to know.
yeah, so next year I hope that you'll have fun and you won't have to have all these restrictions, so that'll be really nice.
I've heard the college I'm attending, they've kind of talked about they're planning on having like full numbered classes, so that's good.
Oh, good. Where are you going to go?
The UCO,
Oh,
it's in Edmond.
really?
Hmm.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, Dr. Lindblade is there teaching clarinet. If you ever wanted to like join in and take some lessons or even be in the ensembles, I'm sure they'd be glad to have you.
Yeah.
Woohoo. What are you going to study?
Forensic science.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
I'm gonna major in forensic science and then minor in piano performance. I
Ah,
really want to do marching band this year, but I feel like okay, that's a little bit too much on my plate, so I'm gonna wait till next.
okay. Well, you can always check into it, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, did you got a chance to listen to the music?
Yeah,
Did
I got to today. I really like it. It's
Oh,
like cute, it's little, it's small, I like it.
good. That's good.
I don't know how to describe it.
I it wasn't like the Cossack made me think of you, but I just knew that this would sound really cool on bass clarinet, and so that's
It
why I picked
does.
it for you. All right, well, let's take a look at Cossack Caper so I'll share the screen so we can take a look at the music. So this etude, notice it has a low C version, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. And this is one of the features of the new third edition. So it has these little alerts in the top right corner if there's a low version, so that you don't have to rely just on the table of contents. So that's a nice new feature that alerts you to jump to that page if you want to see the low version. I don't have a low C, so I really hope that some people record the low C version this week because this one is great because it's in C minor and there are two instances where it goes from C in the middle of the staff all the way down to low C using a scale type figure. So on a low C bass, it just ends up rocking out on that super low C at the end. So that I can't wait to hear some people play that one. Well, anyway, this one is mostly about throat tone maneuvering. So we've got open G going to F sharp, and then we have open G going to A flat. So you want to really think about how you're using your left hand. I try to think about minimal movement, as minimal as possible. I kind of hang out by my A flat key and I'm playing the F sharp and then I just kind of lean in on that A flat. So we want to avoid, too much wrist action. Just try to keep that movement really minimal. And you see that here in the introduction, there's a lot going back and forth. So you're really going to get a good workout with your throat tones there. And then in the third line, you get that workout in the throat tones, but then you get to cross the break with this little passage. And this might take some time, so be patient with yourself. Make sure you're seeing the key signature. This is partially chromatic, but not all the way, so just really watch for that. I think starting from the F sharp, it is chromatic there. So that helps. Oh, but there's no B flat. So that's what might throw you off. I knew that there was one little thing that might throw people off. And there's a couple little fun grace notes. There's good articulation. There's accents. So these dynamics and articulation and accents are going to be really crucial for the style of this music to come to life. And if you've never heard of what Cossack dancers are, watch a YouTube video, and I might include something when I make my video. It's the guys that do the kicks and the dancing, and they've got the balloon pants on. So I don't know the history behind it as much as I probably should, but I'm sure a lot of people have at least seen the image of that, and I had the image of that, showing our chat so you could see the little picture of the guys dancing. So it's trying to capture the mood of that. In the middle section where we have these upward scales, that's kind of like the big kicks, if you want to think about that. Da ba da 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 kick da 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 da. And that's kind of a fun way to imagine that. So Lauren, I know that this was kind of new for your eyes, but did you notice anything in particular that you're like, wow, okay, this would be challenging for me, or I would want to make sure I do this or that if I'm learning this piece? Because Lauren just got this, so this is kind of news for her.
It was toward the end. I don't remember exactly where.
Okay.
It might have been the scale on the bar 27 toward the end.
Oh, this part?
Might have been that one. I don't really remember. Or the higher octaves on the next bar under.
Sure. This is a tricky measure 32, because we're getting this diminished chord. And we have left C coming here, and we have to play F sharp to A, which can be tricky to maneuver and make that clean. And then right after the A, you have to play left C. So I would encourage everybody to really take your time there and maybe practice this forward and backwards. I do a lot of forward and backwards practicing, and that helps a lot. When I think about the articulation, I don't know how far into the discussion I'll get on this, but I always say not all staccato is created equally. So sometimes we start and stop a staccato sound with our tongues. Sometimes we start it with our tongue and release it with our air. And sometimes we're going so quickly with the staccato that we're rebounding. So I kind of think of staccato as 3 different approaches. So depending on your speed in a piece like this, let's say if you're looking at measure 7, if you're going really, really quickly, your 8th notes will be rebounding, and then your quarter notes could be stopped. But if you're going a little bit slower, your quarter notes will be open, and maybe your 8th notes would be stopped. And if this is completely weird and new and foreign to you, I do have an article on my website at clarinetplayground.com all about articulation, and I explain these different styles as how I understand them and how I teach them to my students. But I think it's nice to have more than one staccato approach. So a lot of times we learn that stop staccato. It's a great way to first learn staccato. But once you get your stop staccato really, really reliable, then you can start messing around with open staccato and rebounding. And of course, there are many other ways of articulation with like double tonguing and all these different tongue strokes that people are starting to get into now, even triple tonguing and these side to side. It's just nuts how much is going on. And Cornell Walnuck did a book on it, and it's just crazy how far he goes into it. And I'll post something about him later so that everybody can access that. I'm going to play just a little bit of it so everybody gets an idea of the style, and then I'll also show a little bit of the low C version so everybody can see how it's different. I'm going to go a little slow today. I kind of played too much this morning and I'm a little sore. Here we go. So that's the first big section. I guess it would be like the A section of the music. And then the B section has these upward scales, gets really dramatic. We have a little bit of a slowdown here to a fermata. And the main themes comes back, but it's a little bit altered. And then we get a nice exciting ending all the way to the bottom. Let me stop sharing here real quick. I was going to show the low version. Okay, so here's the last 3 lines of the low C version. And this is where we have the main theme C, starting on C, and then we play it way down the low C down here. And so there's a little bit of change back and forth in the octaves to accommodate the low C. And then here you get your C all the way down to that lowest C. So you get to end on the really powerful, earth-shattering low C if you play the low version.
I don't think I ever played a low C on the bass.
Oh, really?
I don't think we ever got that far.
Oh, okay.
We were doing really high notes last time I remember, but we never went past like a low E flat.
Does your instrument go to low C though?
I don't think it does.
Okay, I didn't think it did. If you end up playing at UCO, we'll have to see if Dr. Lindblade has some low C basses. I'm sure they'd be happy to have you in some of the ensembles, and sometimes the colleges will have low C basses that they check out to the students. So I'll check with her for sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about this piece. It's a lot of fun to play. The part that crosses the break right before the C scale that goes down, like I said, that's a little bit of a challenging part. I have to write in my music to stay still because sometimes I want to move too much, and then that actually messes with my hands connecting. So I have to be really still just during that one part so that I connect really well. But I'll work on making my recording for this later and post it in the next day or two, hopefully, once I get everything ready to go. And then I guess if there's anything else that Lauren wanted to tell me, I know you're getting ready to sell your house and you're going to move to a place with more land. Are you guys building a new house? What's going on with that?
My mom used to work with a lady like about 7 years ago, and she has always shown an interest in this house. And then they were going to sell it. And then my mom said, it's just not the right time, just whatever. And then like, let's wait till like later, maybe like after Lauren graduates. And then in December, we get the offer. They're like, hey, we're selling this house and we'll give you like a little bit of like a discount because we know them. And it's my senior year. We were pretty good on financially, and we took the opportunity, and we'll probably be moved in before May.
Oh, that's really cool. So it's a house you guys have had your eyes on for a while?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
It just kind of just fell into our hands like, oh, it's perfect time.
That's good.
It's kind of sad leaving like this house because I've been here my entire life, and it's just it's sad, but it's exciting at the same time.
Sure. Yeah, we're in the middle of selling my mom's house. It's crazy that the real estate market is just nuts right now. We listed it, I think, what is today? What's today? Sunday? I think they listed it like Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's already sold.
Yeah, we listed ours Friday, and we already have like 12 offers, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We had, I think, about 12 families come in, so almost everyone made an offer.
Oh, wow.
We were going to show today, but I think we got like a really good one yesterday, but I don't know the details.
Oh, okay. It's like if your finances are good, this is a good time to buy a house. Like we ended up refinancing our house, and now we have a 15-year mortgage instead of a 30. So we're going to get this sucker paid off quick. All right. Well, Lauren, it was really good catching up with you. I hope the rest of your senior year is fun, despite all of the, precautions you have to take. And let's stay in touch about UCO. I'll contact Dr. Lindblade for you, and we'll see what they might have for you to do there musically. I know you're going to do piano, but you might want to play in the bands or something like that too. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Lauren. You have a great rest of your day, and I'll see everybody else next Sunday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.